Hello there! Today, we're doing a review of the Rework Outbound 30-liter travel pack. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best EDC and travel gear for nearly 8 years. And in this video, we're gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna pack the bag out, double check its advertised capacity. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're definitely gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite feeling the Outbound travel pack, I'm gonna make some alternative travel bag suggestions that you might like better. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the gist of the Rework Outbound Travel Pack 30-liter. I am very excited about this bag, guys, because if you don't know, Rework is the new kid on the block. Kind of. I mean, actually, they've been around for a few years now. But in this weird little group of carry nerds like myself who loves bags, Rework has just been bringing the A game. They launched the Toshi Sling, which is probably the most popular travel sling in this community now. They launched the Toshi Pack, which is like one of my all-time favorite EDCs. So now that they're doing a travel bag as well, like expectations are high. And I think that this definitely checks a lot of boxes, but also might disappoint in some ways. Just depends on what you're looking for. Let's run through some of the bag's top features. We've got a very minimalist aesthetic combined with a lightweight design. Quick access pocket in the front, admin pocket at the top, clamshell style opening leading to a very minimalist main compartment, quick access pocket at the top, a well-padded tech compartment with a very nifty organization system at the top, some really interesting side handles that can also double up as a luggage pass-through holder, and a very comfy harness system that includes my favorite, load lifters. But there's also something about the harness system that I don't love, and we'll talk about that in detail 3 chapters from now. Rework claims this bag is 30 liters in capacity, so we're gonna double check that. Quick dimension check. This bag's around 19 inches tall, 11 inches wide, and has a fully packed out depth of 9 inches. Now, measuring the volume of a bag is a bit more of an art than a science. For our measurements, we're doing the top pocket, the main compartment, and the admin compartment, but not the laptop compartment, because you can see when the main compartment's fully packed out, there's nothing in here in terms of volume, just a sleeve. And we're also not filling out the front pocket here because it's a little bit tight. There is some volume in here, but more or less with the compartments we filled out, it should tell a majority of the story. Top pocket, just under 1 liter. Top admin pocket, we're looking at 2 liters on the dot. And for the main compartment, so as you can see, we are right on the dot at 30 liters capacity, which means if you add in both water bottle pockets and that front pocket, you are definitely at a very comfortable 30 liters with this bag. But if you guys like the new system and think it looks good, give a shout out to Alfred in the comments. Alfred's been helping out here at Nomads Nation. Really appreciate all the help he's been giving us. So if you're digging the new system, plus the new personal item checker, give Alfred a thanks in the comments below. Rework claims this bag is 2.5 liters in weight. Yes. I'm getting 2.5 liters on the dot for scale number 1. And again, 2.5 on the nose for scale number 2, which no lie is a very impressive liters to weight ratio. And I'll talk about the weight of this bag in the next chapter, because while I think it's mostly awesome, there's definitely some trade-offs you gotta be aware of. We'll talk about that in the next chapter. As of recording, the Outbound travel backpack comes in 1 color option. This is the bag when it's empty, and here it is fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmoa is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Rework bags are protected by a lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. And so far, based on the comments that we are reading, Rework seems to do a pretty good job of honoring that warranty. And for all that, this bag runs around 210 USD. But if you're watching this video within 2 weeks of it going live, there is a pre-sale, which means you can get this bag for as cheap as $185. And if you're looking to grab it at that discounted price or just at the best price at any point in time, we always recommend doing so with the first links in the description. Those links are always tied to any discount codes that we have, and they always make sure that you get the lowest price. But those links also help to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best gear reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the front of the Rework Outbound Travel Pack 30 liter. Starting with the aesthetic, and I think there's a bit of a conversation to have here. You might wanna grab an alcoholic beverage or a cup of tea, because the aesthetic of this bag nails it, in my opinion. It's got that subtle urban look, not being too loud, but still looks professional. But a lot of the aesthetic of this bag will be influenced by how lightweight of a design we have here. And what I mean is this is a really floppy bag, which for me Perfect. That's exactly what I want out of a travel backpack. It reminds me of the Bellroy Lite travel backpack, another travel bag that's obviously very hell-bent on being as lightweight as possible. It uses a thinner denier material, but it's so light and so comfortable, but that does mean that the fabric is going to just be really floppy. And feeling it feels a lot more so than your typical bag. This means that Rework has basically foregone all internal padding, which means that the aesthetic will kind of vary just depending on how it's packed out, which for me is a clear function over form design choice that I'm fully supportive of, but it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. Also, notice on the outside, 0 logos on this bag, which is such a gangster move. Rework, new company. A lot of new companies feel very proud of their brand, which they should. You know, they put their blood, sweat, and tears into their bags. They wanna showcase the name and be like, Rework, but Rework has not done that, which shows amazing taste and patience on their part, just putting Rework on the inside of the bag right here. Now on the front, we got 2 pockets. Let's talk about this quick access horizontal pocket, which I dig, because it reminds me of what we see on a lot of airbags, or even more accurately, what we've seen on the Alpaca Elements backpack before. And these front pockets usually look really crisp, really clean, very flush. But that aesthetic can really compromise their functionality, especially with the Air City Pack Pro 2, which is an everyday carry backpack. It's 6 liters smaller. But when the main compartment of this bag is fully packed out, this pocket is like, it's a to use. Rework, on the other hand though, really gave this pocket a lot of volume. This thing breathes, and you can feel it, like just right away, having dealt with these air pockets or the Alpaca, like they're just tight even when they're empty. And then when the bag's full, good f***ing luck. But this dude, it's just flowing with the wind. Now granted, when we had the backpack fully packed out, you saw that we weren't able to really measure the capacity, so it's still limited in how much capacity there is, but if you're just used to bags where this front pocket is kind of useless, Rework has really turned the script on that. This pocket is great. I will say though, it's a little weird what they've done with the flap, is to where it doesn't go over on the corners all the way, so it does allow an opening, which functionally speaking is great, but aesthetically, it might just kind of make this thing a little wavy. So again, I think that there are some function over form choices with this bag, which personally I'm all about. Oh, you're right, Sig. I'm getting so excited. I jumped ahead of one section. I forgot to talk about the primary fabric. This is an 840D nylon. Ballistic nylon, boring, but gets the job done. It's honestly like the best material for backpacks. That's why every backpack freaking uses it. But it has been a point of criticism for me in the past with Rework bags, not because it's boring, like all bags use ballistic nylon, but because at this price point, I almost wish that Rework had a higher quality nylon. This is not a Cordura or a Codra or another name brand. And while it feels fine, it doesn't kind of feel like as buttery smooth as an airbag. Again, right here, might feel, which this is using Cordura, it's coming in at a similar price point and it just feels nicer. But I cannot really fault Rework too much for that. I mean, Rework's been making bags for 2 years. Air has been making bags for like 15 years. Like just very different timing of their businesses, right? But if you are looking for ultimate value, I think that, you know, like an Airbag or some of Rework's competitors might be bringing a little bit more in terms of like the A game of materials. But having said that, this totally gets the job done. It's very abrasion resistant. You get a bit of weather resistance as well. Okay, now back to the front pocket. You can see how the volume works. We can put my over-the-ear headphones. These are my Sony XM5s, and I think I can fit that and a book in here, right? So you can see really nice volume, but obviously that will change, or at least be influenced depending on how the main compartment's packed out. We got a couple of external lash points at the top of the bag here. One zipper leading into the admin pocket, which is going to be a deal breaker for some people, because some people really like 2 zippers together, so you can get those steel rings together and pop a lock on there. But Rework has done something very smart, where they've added a little nylon loop right here at the end. Although you're not gonna be able to lock 2 zippers together, you can lock this zipper to this nylon loop, better than nothing. For zippers, we are using, I assume, YKK. Not crazy about the zipper pulls. These are like a heat shrink. They're fine, they work totally fine. Just like, I never feel like they feel premium. I feel like this is what they used to use in like crappy hiking bags that I used in high school. Rework's key leash is removable. And then inside this compartment, we got 2 pockets and a zip pocket at the top. Now remember, the volume by itself, very impressive. I got the Nomadic tech case here. It's big and bulky. And you can see we're gonna be able to put that in the tech pouch, in the admin pocket by itself with a bit of room to spare. But for most people, you're not gonna put a tech pouch in there. You might throw your wallet, AirPods. This is a Darlington mesh. It's got a really nice stretch to it, a really great feel. clip my keys onto the leash, and in this back zippered pocket, throw my meds. I'll throw a power converter in there as well. Boom. Things are picking up. Let's move on to the next section and talk about the middle of the Rework Outbound Travel Pack 30 liter. Bottom of the bag, we have a very cheap but very functional nylon handle. This is just cheap nylon webbing, but it's a nice addition because those times when you put in the bag in the bin overhead, just gives you another point of leverage to grab. Getting into the main compartment, we have lockable YKK zippers. They're chunky number 10s. Again, using the heat shrink, that's not my favorite. But what is my favorite is a main compartment that looks like this. And by this, I mean no extra pocketing. And the reason I like not having a bunch of pockets in there is because I use packing cubes. You can see a 30 liter perfectly fits your standard size packing cube. Do that with your DOP kit. Hoodie, I should also note too, 30 liter travel backpack. It's perfect for me for a week-long trip. Throw another hoodie on there if I wanna carry one for my wife. On the flip side, we do have these pockets, which I personally don't need. But again, they're using the Darlington mesh, which gives you some elasticity, which gives you a lot of versatility because it can pack bulkier bits of gear. These pockets are great, get the job done. Now you can see, though, well, a little bit of an issue some people are gonna have. Not too much actually. It's just a bag that because of its lightweight nature is gonna really take on the shape of whatever's being packed inside. But that for me is such like a positive because take like an airbag, as an example, the Travel Pack 3 in 1680D ballistic nylon. That's a fabric that's twice as thick as this, which also has padding in it, I believe. And yeah, it's gonna look crisper and less lumpy, but it's just harder to maneuver things in and out of that fabric. And it does limit your packing space. I'm really curious like what you think. Like, do you think that we're making some lumpy compromises here and the aesthetic is just off for you and it's not doing it, like for how you like to travel? Or do you think that the lightweight design is just crushing? For me, crushing. I'm gonna take lightweight every day of the week, but I'm curious to hear what you think about the overall lightweight design of this bag, how it looks. Let me know in the comments below. Also on the topic of crushing, this top pocket crushes. It's huge. I mean, is it big enough to fit this tech pouch? It's not. My Evergoods cap 0.5, you can see we can actually fit this in its entirety in this pocket. Now for me, this is an ideal spot for my sunglasses. You can see they fit in there with plenty of room to spare. But I also know for a lot of people, you like to use that as your TSA pocket, right? So here is a passport-sized notebook, which fits very nicely in there, which means that you can empty your pockets with your passport, boarding pass, wallets, maybe your sunglasses, and they should all fit in this pocket very nicely. Top handle, very nice. A little bit of padding here, nice width, easy to grab, a couple of lash points on either side. And then for these side pockets, these also pretty legit 24-ounce Columbia. Slides in there, easy peasy. We've got the side handles here that can act as an external lash point, so you can clip your water bottle onto this, therefore giving you a bit extra security. 1 liter Yeti, for all you hydro homies out there, also fits very nicely. I'm not gonna say these are the cream of the crop, not the best water bottle holders I've ever seen, but they're not far behind. They're not quite like Evergoods CTB 26 level, but yeah, I mean, they're pretty freaking good. 2 other quick things, self-standing. It's an okay self-stander. I'm gonna give like a 2.5 out of 5. If you have a decent base at the bottom, you're gonna get some-ish self-standing out of it, but given its super lightweight design, it's definitely not designed to be a self-standing bag. And for carry-on compliance, it will vary from airline to airline, country to country, ticket to ticket. This is our personal item sizer, 18 by 14 by 8. So this is obviously just, nope, not gonna work for a personal item, but it doesn't mean that it won't technically fit underneath the seat in front of you. I think for a lot of US flights, you'll be able to get this underneath the seat in front of you, no problem. But for those budget airlines, we'll see. European airlines, wouldn't hold your breath. Now real fast, before we jump into the next section, I gotta let you know that if you're enjoying this review, I wanna welcome you again to Nomads Nation, but I also wanna let you know that here at NN, we don't just do reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And I'm telling you about that because like, if you're still here, it probably means that you're really into gear. It probably means that you like to travel, you might be a little bit of an EDC nerd, maybe you're already a part of the carry community. And if so, you are going to love this newsletter because it's specifically tailored for you. In the newsletter, I'm hitting your inbox a few times a week with the newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between. Plus, you'll get access to our exclusive discounts and giveaways. We've got over 10,000 travelers and EDC nerds on our newsletter with an industry-leading 80% open rate. I'm really proud of it. We spend so much time on this newsletter. So if you're really into travel gear, EDC gear, bags, and that whole trifecta, everything in between, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter and hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the back of the Rework Outbound Travel Pack 30 liter. The tech compartment, again, only accessible by a single zipper, but we have that nylon loop giving you locking options if you need it. And then getting in here, it's a big boy. We got 2 sleeves, one here and the actual slot for your laptop. This slot is gonna be large enough for a 17-inch laptop. This is our Asus VivoBook. And then on the other side, I'm gonna throw my MacBook Pro, 13-inch. Look at that, 2 peas in a pod. Little divider right here for some protection. And one thing that I love is check out what they did here. I've never quite seen this done before, where we have the Darlington mesh, and then we have this little fold system. Behind it, you have a little sleeve for your tracker. But then here you can just put bulkier bits of gear, but it's gonna depend on what laptop you have in this sleeve. So as you can see, the larger laptop is really infringing on our ability to utilize this space. But if I take out the VivoBook and I use a more normal size person's laptop, then you can see that this pocket becomes much more usable. And then you can utilize this pocket for your tech stuff like your Bluetooth mouse, charger. Fit a tripod in there as well? Let's give it a shot, why not? Yeah, for sure. And because it's suspended up here, it's so well designed because typically, gravity, guys, it's gonna bring a lot of the gear that's in the main compartment to the bottom of the bag, right? So there's always space at the top of the bag that's never properly utilized. So this is just so well designed. And yeah, it just works really well. I've seen it done, don't get me wrong, like, I've seen lots of tech slots on this part, but I've never quite seen it on this part. And it works very well, so props to Rework for doing something very cool. But something that might be a little less cool, let's talk about these handles. I think they're gonna be controversial, because these handles do a lot, because they're a luggage pass-through as well. We'll test that in a second. You can see they're well padded, plenty of grabbing space, but almost too much as to where they really stick out on this bag. Not in a way that you ever feel it, but in a way that you might just be concerned about it catching on something or just getting in the way. They're really different in this sense. But I think the reason that they were created with so much space is to do the horizontal pass-through, right? Because it's trying to do 2 things. It's trying to be awesome side handles and connect to our luggage handle. Let's test this out. So we got the bag fully packed out, and yeah, it's working pretty well. It's not the smooth, okay, boom. So overall, pretty smooth, but a feature that's gonna have compromises on either side because it's trying to do 2 things, be an awesome side handle and be a luggage pass-through. But it's definitely gonna be one of the rare, if not the only backpack that I've ever seen that gives you 2 options for your luggage pass-through. So you can carry it sideways if you want, or you can also carry it upright with the regular luggage pass-through, which is very well reinforced, a little tight, but not too bad. Overall, really nice execution. I just think that for some people, they're gonna find these side handles really annoying. Let me know what you think. Incredible innovation. Are you so jazzed up about these? Or is this gonna be like a deal breaker for you? Props to Rework for doing something different, but I wanna know what you think about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We got a hanging hook right here. Big fan of this, particularly for when you're in those foreign bathrooms that just suck, you know? Like, it's no fun. You don't want the bag to go on the ground of those bathrooms. These hanging hooks can be a lifesaver in those situations. And now finally, we shall discuss comfort, because I find Rework bags to be very, very comfortable, except for one thing. I don't love the mesh that they're using. I like that it's a different mesh. I don't think any other bag brands that I've reviewed use this specific mesh, but it's very scratchy and coarse-y to me. Like, it's quite coarse in its texture. It almost feels like bead-y, like bead-like, almost like it's made out of like a light metal. And it's not made out of light metal. I understand how dumb that sounds. But having worn this bag as my EDC for the past week and using plenty of other Rework bags that use the same mesh, it's just, I don't love the way that it feels. It's just scratchy. That's just the best way to put it. But I know that I'm also, I don't know, I'm very particular when it comes to my lining of my shoulder straps and back panel. I prefer something a little bit more on the Bellroy side of things, something a little more silky, which has its own pros and cons, right? If it's silky, then it's gonna like slide off your shoulder more likely. This scratchiness is also grip, which means the bag stays a lot more secure on your shoulder, especially if you're wearing clothes that could be a little bit on the slippier side. Slippier? Slippery? You know what I'm saying. But that one nitpick aside, this bag is banging with comfort. We've got 3 inches of shoulder strap width, 1 cm of shoulder strap depth. Perfect combination in my opinion. Plenty of ventilation on the back panel and comfort. Sternum strap, helps to redistribute the weight from your lower back to your torso, and plenty of dangle stoppers to keep the dangle where it belongs. And the cherry on top, load lifters, which I've said before, I understand. This is not a hiking bag. Urban bags do not do load lifters nor hip belts anywhere near as well as a hiking bag does. They're just not designed the same way. But let me tell you, that feels better. It just does. It tightens the shoulder strap, it brings it more to here and less to here, and it just works. And it's a little psychological, but it's also physical. I'm sure you saw. Was it very obvious? Like, okay, cool, see, there you go. And you can see, like, look at the structure the shoulder straps have now. This is what the load lifters do. They just give it support. This is a rarity on a 30-liter bag, and it's going to be an enormous selling point for anybody who wants to prioritize comfort. God, this bag is really good. Ooh, and Rework upgraded their nylon webbing. I gave them in the past for their Rework Toshi pack, having crappy nylon webbing. This feels very nice, very premium, which is much better than what I believe they were using before, which is this, which they're now using just for an external lash point. Okay, now, it's time for the most crucial part of this review. Let's talk about the overall pros and cons of the Rework Outbound Travel Pack 30-liter. Pro number one, extremely impressive weight, especially when you're considering all the features that you're getting. Pro number two, load lifters. I just love them on a backpack this size. More urban travel bags need this in my opinion. And pro number three is just gonna be the extra capacity that we're getting from this front pocket. This is one of the best front pockets I've seen executed in a long time. But on the flip side, all bags have cons. Here are three of mine for the Outbound. Con number one for some is going to be the lumpy aesthetic that comes with a lightweight travel bag. Con number two, I don't think everyone's gonna dig the side handles. I think they might be a little controversial. And con number three for me, a bit of a nitpick, but I do think that the internal lining is a bit on the coarser side, not my personal favorite. Okay, let's take these pros and cons, mash them together, and give you our overall scores. Should be noted, these scores are personal, just based on my experience using this bag. For score number one, comfort, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. If the texture wasn't so coarse on the shoulder straps and the back panel, it'd be a perfect score. This is just giving me everything that I need when it comes to comfort in a travel bag. I think some people will miss the fact that there is no hip belts. Interesting. No potential add-on for that, even for a different brand. But for me, I do not use a hip belt on a 30-liter backpack. Comfort, 4.5 out of 5, final answer. For value, I'm gonna give this bag a 3.5 out of 5. It's definitely better than most options on the market for the price point. But also, you're not like too far behind. The Bellroy Lite 30-liter backpack, for instance, you can get for 200 USD. So there are some other competitors in this price point. But overall, it's definitely a bag that brings a lot of value. And for my overall score, I'm gonna give this bag a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's freaking brilliant. It's lightweight while still being feature heavy. It's focusing on comfort. All the trade-offs aren't really gonna matter too much to me. Again, it's just another bag from a company that just impresses me every single time. And a reminder, if you agree and you're thinking about picking one of these bags up, either during the pre-order right now or at a later point in time, we recommend doing so with the first link in the description, because no matter when this is, if there is any discount or pre-order or anything, all those codes, all those links, all that access is with the first link in the description below. And that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which we appreciate greatly. Thank you. But if you're not quite sold on the Rework Outbound, let's talk alternatives. First of all, if you're new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. In this video, myself and the Nomads Nation squad, we all get together and pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. It's the best way for you to see what the best options are on the market, and I've gone ahead and linked that above. And also, in case you didn't know, here at Nomads Nation, after reviewing hundreds of bags, I got the burning desire to start my own bag brand, and I did. We launched 2 years ago, and it's called Firo. And at Firo, we are on a mission to make modern bags for modern professionals. Bags that keep you streamlined and focused. We've launched our own sling, our own EDC, and our own lightweight 30-liter travel bag as well. It's different than this bag though. Like we take different angles. Ours is a little bit lighter, a little bit more minimalist, a little bit more lush and plush in terms of fabrics and overall material selection. But Rework is definitely more feature heavy. It's got a more accessible price point. It's got 2 water bottle holders, ours has 1. There's definitely a lot of differences. But if you wanna learn more about Firo and our Levo travel backpack, you can do so with the second link in the description or at firo.co. But if we're really close with the Outbound, here are 2 alternatives that might get you a little bit closer. First up, Bellroy Lite Travel Backpack. Great pick for you if you are on the hunt for a light travel bag, but you don't need all the bells and the whistles. This bag definitely has a bit more organization than I personally need. I'm a bit more in tune with like the Bellroy frame of mind and philosophy. It's a light bag, it's comfortable, it looks great, and it's one of my favorite travel bags of all time. And my second alternative is gonna be the Tomtoc Navigator T77. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for a bag that's around 30 liters. The Tomtoc is 32 liters, but you're clenching your teeth a little bit at the 210 USD price point. Maybe your budget's a little bit lower. In an ideal world, That's what Tomtoc does best, lower budgets. The T77 is a killer travel bag. It's coming in at a significantly discounted price compared to the Rework, and it's very acclaimed and people love it. It's Tomtoc, they just make really good gear. Honestly though, like, good luck, because all 3 bags are amazing. And there's a lot of great bags in this 30-liter category. So if you're going down the rabbit hole, I wish you the best. And if you want to learn more about the 2 alternatives that I mentioned, you can do so right here. If you got any questions about any bags, Rework, Bellroy, Tomtoc, Firo, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.